Bishop Edgar Budde happens to be the Episcopal Bishop for Washington National Cathedral, and she has been in that position since 2011. In fact, she is one of the leading bishops in that particular cathedral. So during the inaugural prayer service for Donald Trump, after his inauguration or swearing in, there is this prayer service that is organized to intercede on behalf of the country. So in attendance was Donald Trump and his vice president Vance, plus their spouses. Okay, so at the tail end of the sermon, which was delivered by the same bishop I'm referring to, she made an appeal, and I quote, she said something before the appeal that have mercy on those who are afraid. Now, in her words, who are these people who are afraid or scared? They include people from the LGBT community and immigrants. Do not forget that as part of Donald Trump's campaign promise, he has made it clear that people who are undocumented or illegal immigrants will be deported from the United States of America. He has since said that, in fact, even in his first term as the 45th president, he did something like that. So he has already been trumpeting that particular kind of move. Now, the next group are the LGBTQ community. According to Donald Trump, he only recognizes, or his government will only recognize two sexes, and that is male or female. There is no in between, or there is no other identification according to him. Now, this particular bishop appealed that whether you are a Republican, Democrat, or you are a neutral, there are some of these people in such families, in Democratic families, in Republican families, in neutral families, who ascribe to the or who belong to the LGBT community, and that he wishes that President Donald Trump will have mercy on these people because they are scared for their lives. They are scared that people will come after them. She went on and made all forms of utterances, which will be found at the end of this video. So I will entreat you to watch to the end because that video will be attached. Okay, now President Donald Trump didn't take it lightly. And after the sermon, he went online onto social media and actually lashed out to this particular woman. In fact, he's not the only person who has actually, criticized this particular woman publicly. Others have also shared in his view, especially pro-Trump people have also shared in this particular view. And to some, she should even be added to the immigrants list and then deported from the country. That is Bishop Edgar. But hear what Donald Trump had to say about the whole incident during the inaugural prayer service. So President Donald Trump hopped onto Truth Social and then wrote this. First, he said that Budde owes the public an apology. The so-called bishop who spoke at the national prayer service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hard-line Trump hater. He went further. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart. She and her church owe the public an apology. This was President Trump's position after she was appealed to by Bishop Edgar to have mercy on the LGBT community and then the illegal immigrant or undocumented immigrant because they are scared. There are also people online who are also saying that Bishop Edgar was fearless and he was able to call out President Donald Trump. She was fearless and was able to tell President Donald Trump in the face the things that ought not to be done. And she's being hailed by a quarter or by a section of Americans, while Donald Trump is also being hailed by a section of the United States of American citizens. So you are the judge whether President Trump is right or wrong, or the Bishop Edgar Budde is right or wrong. Drop it in the comment section. Let's have a healthy discussion on this particular topic. Exercise some kind of decorum while presenting your case in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video. In the meantime, watch the full video here on this channel.
One final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world.